Right, struck out on the Indian food. Went to one place called Jaipur, and I was told that they only have a European menu, but they do have a sister restaurant which has an Indian menu. So I walked 10 minutes and arrived there to be told that the cook who deals with the Indian food is not there right now. I can't bitch too much, it's Independence Day. So I've come to a lovely little place actually to have a fairly high-end burger. A nice kind of leafy glade situation, and I'm completely alone here. I have been thinking about the DRC because I have always wanted to visit Kinshasa. It is true, even, you know, I knew that when I was in Rwanda and Burundi last time, but I'm second guessing that decision, that aim at the moment. Partially because in preparation for going to the embassy, I scoped out, I tried to scope out accommodation in Kinshasa. It appears that Kinshasa is a rather expensive place. On booking.com, the minimum for a week's accommodation that they had on the filter was €300. Obviously that is vastly outside my price range. So I went onto the regular internet. I have found a place for €163 for the week, which isn't that bad. It's above my €20 per night absolute maximum, but it appears to be because it's fairly expensive in Kinshasa. Of course, the money is worth less, and I don't think it looks like a particularly nice place to stay. I'm going to do some more research on that. So I don't know, because I have to be responsible with money. And if I go across the river and get the $100 transit visa, that's $100 for 10 days. I'll probably only be in the country for 8 or 9. So add that to the cost of the accommodation, and just to tick the box, I'm not sure if it's worth it. I have always wanted to go to Kinshasa. Because what I could do is I'm under no time pressure, which is a refreshing change of pace, because I have a 3 months multiple entry visa for Congo-B. So I can continue to research and see what I can see. I have asked the lovely lady who runs my hotel if she knows anybody in Kinshasa, knows of a good place that for minimal money. She's going to get back to me on that. It might work out. But ultimately, what I can do from here is skip the DRC entirely, because I can head out to Pointe Noire at the coast, apparently quite a nice little town anyway, so considerably west of here on the coast. From there I can cross into the Kalinda exclave, thank you Ma, exclave of Angola, for which I do not need a visa of any kind. They'll just stamp you in. And from there I can get a boat. I have checked, of course, just going around the mouth of the Congo into Angola proper. This is what I'm thinking about at the moment. Is it worth it to get the visa, another visa, more money, expensive city, just to tick off my Kinshasa box? Possibly, because honestly guys, it is highly unlikely that I'm going to come to this area of the world again. This trip has seen me cover a massive swathe of Africa fairly comprehensively, and there are so many other places to go, so I don't know if I ever will. And so it's a big box to be ticked in my head, you know? Anyway, as I say, I do have time to try and finesse it. I can go back to the embassy on Monday, double check the visa situation, see if I can get a regular visa and how much it's going to be, I can wait for Vanesh, who is the lady who speaks very good English at my hotel, to come back to me, see if she knows anybody. Maybe her and her family or her friends know of a little place that's cheap and cheerful. It could come off. It is a box, though, man. I've always wanted to go to Kinshasa. So we'll see. Oh yeah, sidebar. The reason I'm in my sunglasses is I'm sitting in a lovely little garden area with very pleasant hazy sunshine. It's really very nice here. Happy times. Evening, friends. So, just so quite a fun interaction. Vanesh, who is the lady who runs this place, and Epoch, who is the cook, both of them stopped me on my way out. It's just gone 7 o'clock, and said, "Are you sure you want to go outside? Because security, you know." And I'm like, "Well, you know, I'm only going to the end of the road. I'm not going to go anywhere." But when the locals speak like that, I do tend to listen. So I went out, just went to the corner, bought some bread, some local fake Pringles, and a few bits, some biscuits, and some washing powder. They have a washing machine here. It's a piece of crap, and they kind of bring it out and stand it in the middle of the corridor and have it running. But it does mean that I don't have to be elbow deep in a bucket for half an hour, which is always lovely. Went out, bought some stuff, came back. But it has to be said, from a security standpoint, that the main road has lights from the shops. The side streets are just not, they just have no light at all, so they are dark, where you can't see your feet. And of course, and I mean this in a completely non-racist way, but when it's this dark on the side streets, you cannot see the locals at all because they're black, unless they smile at you. And that is a security concern. You know, I have great confidence in my own abilities, but if you can't see them coming. So I'm back in my room now, going to settle in and look forward to tomorrow. Hey friends, so it's another lovely evening actually, with the sun once again a red hot ball bearing in the sky. But I'm just walking back to my hotel. I've had a very lazy weekend really, because this is the first time since Sierra Leone where I've spent more than 1 week in one place. So it's been a refreshing change of pace being mildly bored. But I'm staying here until Friday. And I think, having talked about it the other day, I think I'm not going to go into the DRC, because I was talking to Beth and she agreed that spending at least $100 American, and apparently, as it turns out, Kinshasa is really quite an expensive city. I couldn't find anything less than 300 euros for a week on booking.com. I did a little digging and I did find a place for 163, but it doesn't look like a very nice place. And so to spend really quite a lot of money just to tick a box I don't think it's worth it. So I've booked up a place in Pointe Noire on the coast. And I think I am still going to keep looking and try and get like a final analysis going on. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I've been to the Congo before. I was in Goma on the other side. And while I'm not going to Kinshasa, I can see Kinshasa across the water. So it's literally right there. So yeah, I think so. Anyway, thanks for smiling. Hey friends, so I've had a fairly productive day and I have made a decision. I am going to skip the DRC because I could do it, but really, I mean, Kinshasa is an expensive city, and so I'd be paying the same amount I'm paying here, but for a vastly inferior place, and I'd only be staying 8, 9, 10 days in the country anyway. And so I just don't think it's worth it. I have been to the DRC before. I was in Goma on the other side, the eastern border, half a lifetime ago. So it's not like I need to add it to my country count. And while I have always wanted to visit Kinshasa, I can stand on the riverbank and see people walking around Kinshasa on the other side. So I got quite lucky again with the bus thing. The Ocean du Nord bus travel company is 10 minutes walk from where I'm staying. Went there, bought my ticket for Friday at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I have to be there at 5:30, but that's fine. Just means that I'll be able to arrive in Pointe Noire at a civilized hour. I got my accommodation booked. I've come back into town, got some money out of Echo Bank, and this will be my second try at the Jaipur restaurant to have myself an Indian. Anyway, and it's closed. Closed on Mondays, I guess. Hey friends, so it's dusk. I just headed out briefly to grab myself some food, stumbled across an awesome little market. Unfortunately, for you anyway, because I'm going to remember it, it's not the kind of place that I would feel comfortable filming, because I'm used to being stared at. 99 times out of 100, I'm the only white person around. And so I'm used to being stared at, but that market, they were looking at me as if I was a spaceman. I just landed or something. So it wasn't the kind of place where I could record, which is a shame. But I picked up some sea salt, which is amazing. My little stock of salt ran out, and I managed to grab some table salt from a restaurant to pour into my little bag. It's a little mini bags of sea salt. It's fantastic. Got myself some tomatoes, a chili pepper, and a couple of chicken legs to have for dinner. It's pretty good. Yeah. It's Tuesday evening. I've got another 2 days here. I leave for Pointe Noire at early at dawn on Friday. Had a good time. It's been a refreshing change of pace, staying somewhere for the best part of 2 weeks. So yeah. Everyone wants to be on camera. Look at my awesome little baggie of sea salt. My breakfast has just arrived. Good evening, friends. So, fairly quiet day actually. Had a couple of cancelled classes that I still get paid for, which is nice. And now, third time lucky, I'm headed to the Indian restaurant to have the curry, if I can. Anyway, I must admit, my ma, wonderful, noble and wise lady that she is, did express a little concern about me after seeing my videos from the last few weeks, and understandably so. But I hope you guys know that I'm okay. It's all part of the life. Anyway. Once again we have Congo's pale sun. A few things that surprised me about Congo-B. One is that despite the fact I came through some very serious secondary rainforest to get here, Brazzaville, at least, is pretty dry. It is the antithesis. It is the antithesis of Douala and Limbe, because there has not been, as far as I know, as far as I've seen, there has not been a drop of rain in the 10 days I've been here. And it's the rainy season. Also that the sun is this pale disc in the sky. And then when it starts to set, it just glows like I think I said before, like a red hot ball bearing from one of those videos. And it's beautiful. But that's what it appears to be. Anyway. And this crazy ass building is the central office, at least for this country, for the Bank of the Central African States. So they're the ones who run the CFA, the Central African franc. Yes. Right, so my belly is full and I have about a decent amount of curry left for dinner or breakfast, depending on how I feel. It was all right. It wasn't that good. I did have to send back the vindaloo that I ordered because it came out like a korma. Apparently, you're supposed to tell them how spicy you want it, because the vindaloo that I received had never even been close to a chili. But it was when it came out, it was all right. Then I stopped off at the pavement bar I've been frequenting because my friend Regis. He told me that he wasn't going to be there tomorrow, which is my last night in Brazzaville. He's off to a village outside of the city. So I popped there, but he wasn't actually there. So I left my WhatsApp number for him. Now I'm headed back. It's just, the sun's just set. And I've got a video call with my parents, which will be nice.